The man, filled with despair, picked up his camera, intending to take a commemorative photo of the crew on the boat. Little did he know that at that very moment, a massive danger was silently closing in. A shark was stealthily approaching, and before long, the crew sensed that something was wrong. They hurriedly pulled on the rope, trying to drag the captain back onto the boat before it was too late. Fortunately, the shark hadn't caught the scent of blood and didn't attack. As the dinghy neared the raft, everyone worked together to pull the captain back on board. One of the crew members quickly seized the opportunity to scatter shark repellent powder into the water. They thought the crisis had passed, but just then, a crew member's pet suddenly fell into the sea. By the time its owner realized what had happened, the pet had already become the shark's meal. The sight filled the man with rage. That pet had been his emotional support for years, and now, he was consumed by an almost crazed fury, glaring intensely at the shark. Then, in a sudden burst of action, he seized the moment and grabbed the shark with his bare hands. With the cooperation of another crew member, they somehow managed to haul it onto the boat. Before anyone else could react, the man straddled the shark's head, grabbed a knife, and brutally avenged his pet. However, in his blind rage, he failed to realize that the spilling blood had already attracted more sharks. At that moment, another crew member pulled out a wooden box and retrieved 2 coils of wire. It turned out that before setting off, he had worried that the ropes wouldn't be strong enough, so he had secretly prepared some wire. With the extra reinforcement, they might just have a chance to make it back to shore alive. But the captain scoffed at the idea. 1,000 years ago, our ancestors didn't have wire, yet they still managed to cross the Pacific and reach land. With that, he grabbed the wire from the crew member's hands and heartlessly tossed it into the sea. The others were so stunned that no one dared to speak. Meanwhile, the crew member who had brought the wire stood there in utter despair, his spirit crushed, as he aimlessly wandered toward the edge of the raft like a lifeless shell.